we will never cut Social Security, things like that. It's just waste, fraud, and abuse.
Hello and welcome to the DOGE and Maha News Channel. My name is Chris. In this video, we're going to focus on the Department of Government Efficiency. And today we're actually going to watch an interview right after the first DOGE Caucus meeting. So let's go ahead and check this out.
So we're looking to save maybe $2 trillion. And it'll have no impact. Actually, it'll make life better, but it'll have no impact on people. It's not like we will never cut Social Security, things like that. It's just waste, fraud, and abuse.
Waste, fraud.
I think that's one of the big lies that's going to come out from the left when they're arguing against this. They're always talking about, oh, you're going to cut Social Security, you're going to cut Medicare, Medicaid, things like that. But honestly, you can continue to pay all of these services and still cut trillions of dollars out of the federal budget just to make those things more efficient. Of course, there's a lot of wasteful spending, but you can also make the process for cutting these checks a lot more efficient. And so we can save a lot of money doing that and still make sure that everyone is getting paid what they deserve.
Fraud and abuse. 5 weeks out from Election Day, Trump's powerhouse DOGE duo is already looking for ways to trim the waste in Washington. They're going to have to move fairly quickly on this. And today, the House caucus working to advance the agenda. They just wrapped up their first meeting to tackle where to begin. Joining me exclusively now are the co-chairs of the House DOGE Caucus, Texas Congressman Pete Sessions and Florida Congressman Aaron Bean. Gentlemen, great to have you with us. You just had your first meeting. What is the priority? What's the first thing that can be agreed upon to start cutting?
Martha, it's great to be with you. First of all, it just ended about 20 minutes ago. There's still an energy, there's still a buzz on Capitol Hill. We had a packed caucus room, many more people attended than we thought. We had over 50 Republican members, 3 Democrats. And it was really, I think the first thing is to build trust before these two parties that haven't trusted each other, but we're going to have to trust each other if we're going to go forward.
I think we spoke, Martha, specifically about working together, bringing all the ideas into a format where we not only gather them, but then have debate and discussion about them. This is about making the government more efficient also.
Okay, those are great beginnings, but we've heard specifics from Musk and Ramaswamy about places that cuts can be made: education, agriculture, making employees come back to the office if they have still been out for 4 years since COVID. Watch this. There's broad spread support for this. Watch this from Jon Stewart and Mark Cuban. Watch this.
I had a conversation with the Deputy Secretary of Defense where we were talking about the $850 billion budget, and you would have thought, like, I asked what underwear she was wearing. Like, her response to being questioned about the lack of passing an audit on $850 billion, it was
multiple times.
Just, went like, how dare you? The arrogance of it was wild.
So, Congressman Bean, did you...
Obviously, Stewart and Cuban are on the left as far as their politics, but to hear them actually talk about holding the government accountable for their audits and where they spend their money, that's actually a good sign, because other people are getting on board. It's not just people on the right or the MAGA people or the DOGE people that are talking about this. Even people on the left are starting to talk about the importance of holding the government accountable for their spending and their budgets and to make things more efficient. So honestly, I feel like that's a really good sign. Let me know what you think.
Talk about specifics in there about where the cutting begins.
We talked about specifics on the format of how we're going to go forward. Watching your video there, we do have to get people back to work. Our office is overrun with casework because they can't get federal workers on the phone. We're gonna take that up after we get the format going.
Okay, Congressman Sessions. So you're starting with trying to get people back to work, and will those people be let go or given very generous packages if they do not want to show up back at their federal job?
Martha, when we looked at the Ronald Reagan building that is here in Washington, D.C., and during the year, we had huge conversations with Office of Management Budget and OPM, Office of Personnel Management. They told us that their goal, the president's goal, is to have 40% of people at work any given day and 60%, meaning they could be at home working. The bottom line is that Ronald Reagan building, when a real search became available of the card keys, it revealed 60% came less than 1 day a week.
Wow.
We must get workers back to work. If we're going to make a determination about the size of work and what's ahead, noses are going to have to be counted. As you know, Intel and Apple are trying to do these same things. The President of the United States will be able to do that through an executive order and tell people they've got to come back. Then we'll figure out who wants to work.
So that's a good sign. At least the folks in the Congress have identified that, hey, government workers aren't actually coming to work and aren't actually doing their job. It looked like this one congressman from Florida on the right, he said they have a backlog of cases because there aren't enough federal workers to do the work. I think there's enough federal workers. They're just not doing the work. So, yeah, let's get them back into office. Let's make sure they're working efficiently and actually being productive. Yeah, and actually helping the American people.
Okay, just 30 seconds, Congressman Bean. Can you identify something besides getting people back to work that you think is an easy cut right out of the gate? What is it?
Easy cut. Well, we're already talking about education. Not an easy cut. Getting people back to work and a reassignment of management of these buildings should be an easy cut.
Okay. Well, we look forward to it. We know that Musk and Ramaswamy are people who will want to see, the pace picked up dramatically from what sometimes we understand the deliberative process in Congress is important, but there's a very tight window here. So we thank you guys for being here, gentlemen, for being here, and we're gonna keep on you. We hope you'll come back soon and give us some progress updates.
Well, I got to be honest. I was kind of disappointed with what those two congressmen brought to the table today. I mean, it sounds like the DOGE Caucus just met to earn trust. I mean, what does that mean? So hopefully they're actually bouncing some ideas around, brainstorming a little bit, and maybe starting to come to some consensus about where they're going to start and cut first. What are some easy cuts? But they couldn't even identify any specific easy cuts in this interview, and she wasn't really pushing them that hard on that. She was trying to get them to identify something specific, but they wouldn't commit to it. So I'm pretty disappointed with that. I was hoping they would come out and say, yeah, we identified these top 3 areas that we can cut right away without any problems, and we're going to make that happen through this legislative process or whatever. And so yeah, I'm honestly disappointed with that. So I know it's going to be a lot of work for DOGE and Trump and Musk and Ramaswamy to make these cuts and to move forward, because Congress is going to be slow. They are going to be dragging their feet. Even the people that are supportive of this seem to not be willing to take action. They like to talk about it and talk about earning trust. Come on, earn trust with the American people by actually doing something. That's how I feel about it. So anyways, I'm still hopeful. I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys can do as soon as they get in office and as soon as they can start making these cuts. Hopefully there's going to be some momentum and Congress can get on board and follow along. I think they're going to need a leader. They're going to need to be led by Musk and Ramaswamy. They're definitely not going to be leading it themselves. Honestly, it does not appear that they know what they're doing. If you're following this DOGE story as closely as I am, and if you're interested as well, make sure you like and subscribe, because I'm going to bring you daily stories, and hopefully they have more interesting takeaways than this one did. They will definitely. And if you want to watch some of my other videos about DOGE, I do have a playlist, so go ahead and check this out right here. Once again, I appreciate you watching, and take care. I'll catch you on the next one.